Let's open up the phone lines. I don't know if you guys seen the Drewski skit. 800-585-1051. He's mocking the church. He's making fun of the church.
He's not mocking the church or making fun of the church. He's actually spoofing the church.
Spoofing.
And art reflects reality, okay? And if you're mad at Drewski for the spoof and not mad at the mega churches he's spoofing, you're going to hell.
Well, we're taking your calls. 800-585-1051. Would love to talk to you. What are your thoughts after seeing the spoof? Is that fine?
I just want you to know that didn't roll off your tongue like pole, though.
Nah, I didn't.
Poles are used to rolling off that tongue.
All right. What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Oh, I know it says anonymous. You don't want to say your name, but what's your thoughts on Drewski's skit?
I mean, it's more, I need to comment more on what Charlamagne said about, what if you're a pastor, but you have speaking engagements and you make money? If you really have a calling and you're a pastor, you shouldn't accept money for engagements and things of that nature. Even people promoting books and other things in the church, it shouldn't be. You should, if you have a calling for God, you shouldn't put money with that. A lot of pastors, it's their net worth and things of that nature. It shouldn't be that.
Well,
and I believe what
you know, in the book of Deuteronomy, it says God gives you the ability to produce wealth. And, you know, even in the book of Proverbs, it says the blessing of the Lord.
You know, maybe we look
riches.
at wealth in a different way, Charlamagne, because the wealth God is calling. And then he also said it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter his kingdom. So when we think about wealth, we think about our health. You always say health is wealth. These are the things you talk about wealth. It's not monetary terms.
Yeah, but I think...
not wealth in monetary terms. But we all are thinking it's money because we can't go with it. What did you do on this earth? What's the good you did for other people? It's not about our net worth. That's not what he was talking about in this world.
I agree with you, but also the Bible warns against making money an idol, and it tells you that you can't serve both God and money, but it don't tell you not to go get no money.
No, he didn't say not to go. No, that's not what I'm saying. But he said both. He said you can't do both. But we do these things in his churches. We promote books. We promote, how much money? They're promoting books in his churches. These mega churches, they should be closed down effective immediately.
Okay. Well,
because they're not doing the work of God. I mean, back in the day, we would rely on these churches. But today, I'm seeing something totally different. They're more anti-Christ than anything else.
Thank you, Mama. And a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel like when they see their pastors, you know, driving expensive cars and wearing all these clothes and talk about their big houses and their private jets, and they look at some of the people in the congregation that don't have it. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people stay away from churches because they feel like it's like a slap in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like looking at elected officials, you know, and they sending all of this money to all of these different places, but you starving right here in your backyard. I get it.
And people are upset about Drewski's content or whatever, but it's a lot of other things that he didn't even touch on in that skit about these mega pastors or whatever, you know, like the women and how they use, you know, their influence as a form of power when they get to a certain, you know, a certain extent. I mean,
now that's a whole other sketch now.
Yeah,
but one thing to get the money, but what about the pastors getting all the pussy in the church?
You know what I'm saying?
Jesus
that's what
Christ,
I'm saying.
you can't say that, man. What's wrong with you?
But that's basically what,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
You would say it in a professional level.
Yes, trying to stay professional.
Hello, who's this?
This is Corey. How y'all doing?
What's up, brother? What's your
Good
thoughts?
Morning.
Cool, man. I've been trying to get over y'all for the past couple of months. I'm glad y'all fucking answer the phone, though.
Man, if you don't get to what you want to get to, man.
Hey, man, all I'm going to say is these pastors need to stop this mess, man. If people come to church to get a word, they just need to do what they need to do and let them get out of there.
I can't even understand you. The devil don't even want us to hear you this morning.
You need to pray for a new phone,
man.
man.
So busy with your phone.
Hello, who's this?
Damn.
Hey, this is Brandy.
Talk to us, Brandy. What's your thoughts?
My husband is a pastor.
You're the pastor's wife. I was trying to get to you earlier. Go ahead.
My husband is a pastor, but I thought it was hilarious. I'm a big fan of Drewski. But I've seen it, the hanging from the ceilings. You know, he didn't get it from nowhere. And I, for one, just don't think. I think that as the body of Christ, we have to be careful with what we put in front of the congregation and the world that represents Christ and what takes away from Christ. And a lot of the mega churches, not all of them, but a lot of them, you are seeing them with these name brands just branded across them in front of not only their congregation, but they're recording for the world to see. And I feel like that's a distraction from just Christ, because now you're distracted. He's got on, like you said, Christian Louboutins. So now my mind is no longer on Christ. It's on why is he wearing that.
You know what I would love to ask you, ma'am? And you know, you're absolutely right. I've been saying it all morning. You can't be mad at Drewski for the spoof and not be mad at the mega churches he's spoofing. But one thing I hear from a lot of pastors, the reason they might wear like a lot of the name brand stuff, the designer stuff, because they feel like they're meeting people where they are.
It's relatable.
They feel like it makes them more relatable. It makes, you know, the younger generation gravitate towards them. What does your husband think about that? Or what do you think about that?
Well, me and my husband, we're very kind of like down to earth. And that's not to say that God won't bless us, obviously, with abundantly and more. I have 6 kids, and I would love that. But I would still, as a representation of a leader in a leadership position for God, I just feel like we have to be careful with what we are presenting, because a lot of people who you are leading do not have that. And that's not to say they can't get that. But I don't see the point in dripping yourself in diamonds and with having the name brand just branded across you. I just don't, me and my husband, we just don't agree with it. And we don't do it now with anything.
I got you.
But I ain't seen no iced out pastors.
Yeah, I think, but I
pastors out here iced out?
Yeah. But I think, you know, I mean, heaven, yeah. But I think I definitely feel like that's a little on the BS side when you say, oh yeah, I wear Christian Dior or Louboutin because, you know, I want to meet people where they at. Where that's at?
But I will say that, like, when he said it, I can see why a pastor said, I want to look like the people that are coming to my church, right? Because sometimes you look at some of these pastors and be like, nah, they too old. They're not going to talk about something I'm talking about.
I mean, you don't got to wear a
They're the place
suit.
that I'm not talking about. So if you see somebody that looks like you, that dresses like you, I think I will say, like, you know what, I'm going to go mess with that pastor, see what he's about.
That is a good
Because
sermon,
he got a Christian Dior jacket on.
But that is a good
Christian
sermon,
Dior,
though.
but-
I got on Christian Dior, and I know you looking at me saying you think I got money. But you got on Christian Dior, and you ain't got no money. So why you think I got it?
All right. 800-585-1051. We're taking your calls. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Pastor Tim Ross. He's going to be checking in, giving his opinion on it. He was a pastor at Embassy City Church. It was a church with over 3,000 members. We'll talk to him next. And matter of fact, let's get into Kirk Franklin Revolution.
I know that's right.
Right?
Okay, I know
Why
that's
not,
right,
right?
Envy. Let's do it.
Let's do
yes.
it. All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right, we have Pastor Tim Ross on the line right now. He was a former pastor at Embassy City Church, which is a mega church, had over 300 members in the congregation at one time. So we would love to hear with you, brother. First of all, how you feeling?
Salute to Tim, man. Tim, you know, I really enjoy your podcast, man. Is it true you didn't step down from being a pastor to start a podcast, though, right?
I did not.
Yes,
no,
okay.
I stepped down from pastoring prior to knowing that I was going to start a podcast.
Got you.
So what are your thoughts after seeing the skit? Of course you've seen the skit. What were your thoughts?
It was hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. I'm a former stand-up comic, so I understand comedy, satire, and the fact that for decades, comedians and sketch comedians have looked at the church and found its idiosyncrasies and its hypocrisies and called them out. We're going all the way back to the 60s with Flip Wilson, Richard Pryor in the 70s, the classic one from Arsenio Hall in Coming to America, David Allen Greer and Martin. So this is not new. Drewski just had the biggest budget.
Yeah, you know what I said on the radio earlier, Tim? I said you can't be mad at Drewski for the spoof and not be mad at the mega churches he's spoofing, because all art is based off reality. So what did he see that made him want to do that sketch? That's what you need to be upset about.
And what do you say to that?
Exactly.
What do you say to people in the church that are offended by it?
It gives us an opportunity to look at within, right? I mean, anytime you see satire, it is exposing a truth that gives us the opportunity to address those perceptions. Drewski didn't just creatively come out with this, he didn't look at the monk community and then make this satire. He was looking at Black Pentecostal church, many of which have exhibited the type of things that Drewski was expressing. So when my team sent this clip to me and I watched it, the first thing I wrote back to them was, many feet fit these shoes.
Oof. Listen, I have no problem with pastors getting paid though, Tim.
Me either. No, I mean, when you look at pastors that have been able to break into culture, sell millions of books, sell a lot of music. Well, if they have that discretionary income and they want to wear some Balenciaga, that's their prerogative.
That's right.
I think we need to focus on the pastors who've never wrote books and have never produced anything outside of the church, but they have Bentleys.
Right.
Now
They got his and hers Mercedes in the parking lot.
Got you.
But the carpet is still nappy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, now you're talking.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like, when pastors do that, are they focusing on the ministry or money? If they have the expensive cars and the designer clothes, they see, a lot of times people say it feels like inconsistent with the scriptures that warn against storing up earthly riches and encouraging, caring for the poor. And a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that have come from the entertainment industry, from the sports industry, and have felt a call to pastor, and they made their wealth outside of the church.
Right.
Should they not live in a big house? Should they not drive the car that they choose to drive?
Right.
I think we got to hold the tension as opposed to globalizing every church is like this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And also too, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong. In the book of Deuteronomy, doesn't it talk about God gives you the ability to produce wealth, but it warns you against making it an idol?
Correct. That is correct, Charlamagne, in the book of Deuteronomy. And also in the New Testament, scripture is very clear that the love of money is the root of all evil.
Okay.
One of my favorite parts of Drewski Skit is after the service when he's laying down, putting the money through the money counter. I was weak. I was so weak because that is the essence that we need to expose. Are we using money as a resource, or do we love money at the expense of the source? Who is our creator?
Man, thank you, Tim,
Thank you,
man.
brother,
Hope to
for
see you
checking
up
in,
here
man.
again
Appreciate
soon,
you,
man.
brother.
Hold up real quick. When were you doing stand-up? You did stand-up before you decided to pastor, or did after?
So I started doing stand-up before I was pastoring in my early 20s. And I came back to it in September of 24. I did 5 improv dates in the spring of 25. It's my favorite mode to actually communicate. I love preaching. I'm called to do that. But the most honest space is still in a comedy club.
Comedy, right. So in your material, right, do you also preach the word? Not how you feel, but like, do you still teach through comedy? Because you could do that.
Yeah, but it's indirect. It's not on the nose. I use comedy as a vehicle to get people's interest peaked in me, and then they go find out that I have other content, and they be like, "Oh my God, that dude's a believer."
Okay.
Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate you for checking in, man.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
Peace,
See
King.
you soon.
And what Tim said is very important. The pastors who don't have any outside sources of income, who are getting all this money, that's who you need to be side-eyeing. Because like he said, there's pastors out there who got books, there's pastors out there who got, podcasts, there's pastors out there who, used to be athletes, used to be entertainers. So they already got paper. There's pastors out there who got real estate that own businesses. But what he said is true. The pastors who don't have no other businesses, all they got is church. The church is raggy. The members in their congregation are suffering, but they got the his and her Mercedes Benzes outside of the congregation.
Crazy.
That's right. Well, all right. When we come back, we got the latest with Loren, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?